who's actually going to get the most out of a 16-speaker home theater bundle paired with an 85-inch 4K LED TV, and who should walk away before spending a small fortune? Is it a sensible upgrade for a family that watches a lot of movies together, or is it overkill for someone who only streams a couple of shows a week? And does the price make sense when you compare the experience to a more modest soundbar plus a decent TV? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. If you're the type of buyer who hesitates because you've been burned by big-box theater systems that promised immersive sound but delivered a thin, tinny effect, you're not alone. The biggest fear with a bundle like Sony's BRAVIA theater package is that you'll end up with a mountain of equipment you can't fit in a typical living room, or that the speakers will sound impressive on paper but fall flat in a real-world setup. On the flip side, if you already have a sizable media room, love hosting game nights, and want a system that can actually fill a large space with believable audio, the bundle could be the shortcut you've been waiting for. Let's start with the practical side of getting this thing off the box. The package includes an 85-inch 4K LED TV, a 16-speaker wireless system called the A9M2, and a dedicated subwoofer. The speakers are designed to be placed around the room: 4 front, 4 side, 4 rear, and 4 height-mounted modules that bounce sound off the ceiling for Sony's 360 Spatial Sound. Installation isn't a weekend-long wiring job. Each speaker talks to the central hub via Wi-Fi, so you can mount them wherever you have a power outlet and a clear line of sight to the hub. That said, the height speakers do need a little creativity. Most reviewers end up using ceiling mounts or tall bookshelves. If you're renting or have a low ceiling, you'll have to compromise, which can dilute the full surround effect. The everyday usability of the bundle is where it starts to separate the serious enthusiasts from the casual viewers. Once you've got the speakers positioned, the TV's built-in voice control lets you say things like "play the next episode" or "turn down the volume," and the system will obey across the whole setup. That means you're not juggling a remote for the TV and another for a soundbar. It's all one integrated experience. For movie nights, the cinema-style sound is genuinely noticeable. Explosions feel like they're coming from multiple directions, and dialogue stays clear even when the bass is booming. In a gaming session, the spatial audio can actually give you a tactical edge, letting you hear footfalls behind you without looking. Now, who should consider spending on this bundle? First, anyone who already has a dedicated entertainment room with enough wall space for the speaker array will get the most bang for their buck. If you're the type of person who throws regular movie marathons, hosts friends for sports events, or invests time in high-end gaming, the immersive soundscape justifies the price tag. Second, households that value a single, cohesive system over piecemeal upgrades will appreciate the fact that Sony has handled calibration out of the box. The system runs an automatic room analysis routine that tweaks each speaker's output to match your room's dimensions, which is a big time saver compared to manually adjusting levels on a DIY setup. Conversely, there are clear reasons to skip this bundle. If your living space is under 250 square feet, you'll struggle to place enough speakers to achieve the intended 360 effect, and the result can feel crowded rather than immersive. People who live in apartments or share a space with noisy neighbors might also find the subwoofer's low frequencies a nuisance, despite the ability to dial it down. Another practical drawback is the reliance on a solid Wi-Fi network. The speakers communicate wirelessly, so any instability in your home router can cause sync issues, especially when you're switching between streaming services and gaming consoles. If you're looking for a simple plug-and-play solution that fits on a coffee table, a high-quality soundbar with a sub might be a better fit for your budget and space. Let's talk about the value proposition beyond the headline specs. The 85-inch 4K TV alone competes with other Sony models that sit in the same price range, offering excellent color accuracy and HDR performance. Pair that with a 16-speaker system, and you're essentially buying two premium products in one package, which is where the savings become evident. If you were to buy a comparable TV and a separate high-end wireless speaker system, you'd likely spend 20 to 30% more. The bundle also includes future-proofing features. The speakers support Dolby Atmos and DTS-X, so as streaming services roll out more immersive formats, you won't need to upgrade again. However, there are hidden trade-offs that matter after the purchase. The Systems app, while functional, can feel a bit clunky when you try to fine-tune individual speaker volumes or set up zones for multi-room audio. Users have reported that the initial setup can take